and welcome to episode 3 of the FearnutZ Hour, the best half-hour show on the internet. I'm Mr. Beatnuts, and along with me is Fearsome. What is on topic for today?
Well, we pushed it back last week, so we pretty much got to cover it this week. So we asked a lot of people about comic movies, and we asked them about movies that they didn't realize were about comics, their favorite comic book movies, and their least favorite comic book movies. So let's start on a positive note. What is your favorite comic book based movie?
My personal favorite is The Watchmen. It was brilliantly shot. I have the director's cut of the Blu-ray, which has some additional footage, which is all really good. Good special features on it. It's from probably the greatest graphic novel in history. So they did a great job adapting that into movie format.
Yeah, I would agree, although mine's kind of a tie between that and Sin City. I mean, I do not know anybody that saw Sin City and didn't love it. Whether they like graphic novels, comics, whatever. Sin City was just fucking amazing. Great cast, great style, and the second one's supposed to be made for like 17 years now, so maybe one day that'll eventually come out. Who knows? There are a lot of other good ones, but we're trying to keep it down because we're also trying to fit the UFC stuff in on this episode. So we're going to skip along to least favorite. Least favorite.
I'll let you start with this one. There's quite a few really bad comic book movies.
Oh yeah. There's a long list. Least favorite though. I would probably go Daredevil. And now a lot of people are going to be mixed on that, but here's my logic here, okay? Colin Farrell, amazing in Daredevil. Amazing. Great job as Bullseye. Casting Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. Great casting.
I didn't personally like that casting.
I liked it. I thought, it was a little daring, a little bold. I thought it was good casting. Ben fucking no talent Affleck as fucking Daredevil, though. Daredevil is a great character. I love Daredevil as a character. But casting the most vanilla actor you can find to play a guy that grew up in a tough neighborhood, was so super smart, he became a lawyer, lost his sense of sight and overcame that and got like superhuman from it, and you pick vanilla Affleck. And then, to make matters worse, his love interest, who is supposed to be a badass bitch in her own right, you pick fucking Jennifer can't act for shit Garner. I'm sorry, but you pick 4 huge stars in this movie. 2 of them, well, one of them an amazing actor, another one a pretty good actor, and then 2 of them that have only ever done 2 things that they've ever been known for. Well, and that's it.
I disagree with you. I actually personally like Daredevil, mostly because Colin Farrell, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I agree with Kevin Smith. I would make Ben Affleck the Shark in Jaws. I think he's a really good actor. I mean, yeah.
Reindeer Games.
Reindeer Games was awesome.
Reindeer Games was fucking horrible. Ben Affleck, Paycheck.
Paycheck wasn't horrible.
It was horrible. That was like the worst movie I've ever seen. Like that. It had one of the stupidest fucking endings.
It did have a horrible ending.
It was complete crap. Complete crap. And for people who haven't seen Reindeer Games or Paycheck, if you have a night and you're like, I want to watch something that's just laughably horrible, have you a Ben Affleck movie night and pick up Reindeer Games and
Reindeer
Paycheck.
Games is really bad. Paycheck is really bad. But you're forgetting the movie that is far worse than both of those that came from, all 3 of those, Daredevil, Paycheck, and Reindeer Games, and that's Elektra. It was the spin-off of the character from Daredevil.
Did you finally watch Elektra?
I've seen enough of it.
We talked, you hadn't watched
I've seen enough of it to know that is quite possibly the worst.
But they got rid of the big black guy you don't like, Michael Clark Duncan, and got the big black guy you do like, Bob Sapp.
Bob Sapp is hilarious. Yeah. And I like Michael Clark Duncan. I just didn't think he was a good Kingpin. I've never seen a black Kingpin in the Marvel Universe.
Colorblinded.
It's not just being color. There were just certain people who, and they didn't do anything with him. I mean, they
didn't do enough with him.
They didn't do enough with him. If he filled the Kingpin role better, which he could have done if they gave him more screen time, it would have been better. But they just didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that was his fault, though. I thought he did a good job with what he had to work with.
I agree. I think if they established the character, I don't think Kingpin was needed for the Daredevil movie, honestly. They had Bullseye. Bullseye was a good enough antagonist to carry that movie. If they had just, some character paying for him that ends up being Kingpin, they develop the character further.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could see Kingpin playing more of a background role. And I agree there, too, that I think a big part of it was the director fucking it up.
Yes.
I think it was just a clusterfuck. And the thing is, but here's the thing against Affleck again. As a good guy in a superhero movie, you don't really have to do much. I mean, you just gotta play the character. The rest of it all gets done for you. The bad guy takes care of all the challenging stuff. All you gotta do is play the hero as people like to see him played. And I just don't think Affleck pulled it off. I think Affleck went through his Vin Diesel phase at that time, where he was like, yeah, I'll do the movie, but I'm going to be super awesome, I'm going to get the girl, end of story. And they went a little camp with it, which, again, I think was the director's fault. And Daredevil is not a camp character.
He is not. But I personally felt the chemistry between Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck was pretty good for the movie.
I just, I know, I highly doubt any of people that watch this are going to be fans of that Garner show. I forget the name
Alias?
of it. Alias, yeah.
A lot of people like Alias. It's a good show.
Well, I don't care if I offend those people, because whether it's the show, the movie, whatever, I don't buy her as tough. I do not look at Jennifer Garner and think, man, I bet she is pound for pound the greatest fighter in the world. I mean, you see her, you see that 75-pound woman that's like 6'6". I totally bet that if the wind blows, she would get carried away.
I have the same issue with Eliza Dushku in Dollhouse, where I just couldn't buy the character.
She can't act either.
Yeah, she can't act.
All right,
but real quick, let's go back to best movies. We had a poll up, and we forgot to mention what was voted on.
Oh, Jesus, I don't even know.
Well, thanks for voting.
I'll pull that up while we discuss best and worst movie that people may not know is based on a comic. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll start with the bad, end with the good in this. A movie that a lot of people didn't realize was a comic book movie, 30 Days of Night. And that was a really bad comic book movie because it was just a really bad movie, period. It had poor acting. The story was kind of... it had a cool story. I was behind the story for the graphic novel that inspired it, and they just did not pull it off at all. He's still looking it up on the Facebook.
I don't know. Okay, was that it?
That was mine.
Okay. Worst movie that people didn't know was based on a comic book. For me, I'm probably going to have to go Tank Girl. And that being said, kind of a guilty pleasure mixed with horrible for me. Okay, now here's the thing. It was
really bad.
Here's the thing. A lot of people haven't seen Tank Girl, and a lot of people don't know who Lori Petty is. But Lori Petty, there was something about her. She just seemed kind of like she'd be fucking batshit crazy, and that made her really hot to me. So I had a little bit of a crush on Lori Petty when I was in junior high. And you get Ice-T dressed as some kind of kangaroo mutant thing.
Yeah.
And a chick driving around in a tank. It was horrible, but I couldn't help but watch it. It's on my Netflix queue. I might watch it again. Alright, the favorite. The people.
Favorite. My personal favorite is Bulletproof Monk, which the movie had. It was Chow Yun-Fat and Seann William Scott, I believe, in the movie.
Yeah.
And they just worked really well together, and it was just a really fun movie.
I did like Bulletproof Monk. And again, I had kind of a tie for... I actually have a lot in this category. But I'm going to try and just... You know what? I'm going to go through like my top 5 real quick. Because this is a category I feel strongly about. There's a lot of strong candidates in it, okay?
I'm going to go through my top 6 since you're done.
From Hell, with Johnny Depp, Jack the Ripper and all that. That was a great movie.
And had Bilbo Baggins.
Sure. I didn't... Was he the bad guy?
He was the bad guy.
He was, wasn't he? I'll be damned. But anyway...
I don't know his name, but it's Bilbo Baggins.
I was going to say Ian McKellen, but that's not it.
Yeah,
no. Damn it, we should know his name. I know his name, and now Stephanie's going to bitch.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, From Hell. Great one that a lot of people didn't know is based on a graphic novel, History of Violence, with Viggo Mortensen. Man, a lot of connections to Lord of the Rings in this list.
That is true.
That was another one. Really good. Would have never guessed it was based on a graphic novel. Road to Perdition. Now that's probably my favorite one in the list. Road to Perdition, I loved, beginning to end. I mean, Tom Cruise was great in it. Paul Newman was great in it.
Tom Hanks was not Tom Cruise.
Or Tom Hanks, whatever.
Yeah. Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise do get mixed up a lot.
They're all white guys look the same to me. Alright, so anyway, they were great in it, and Jude Law was amazing in it
awesome,
as the creepy guy. And they found a kid actor who was not just obnoxious and annoying. So whoever did the casting for that, get a job with George Lucas. Fix his children's casting, for fuck's sake. Save us from another Anakin. Anyway.
Or 2 Anakins.
Well, the second one wasn't a kid. The second one was an adult that George Lucas still just did a horrible job casting.
Okay.
Okay, we're skipping along now. Last quick couple picks. Red Sonja. A lot of people haven't seen that. Basically, one time, Arnold Schwarzenegger was really famous for playing Conan. And there's this graphic novel about kind of a female Conan called Red Sonja, who fell in love with a prince who was basically Conan, only a prince. Well, they said, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Conan. Let's have him play this Prince Conan and make this movie with this badass redhead chick who's going to fall in love with him, and they're going to go around and slay monsters and demons and shit. You can't beat that. I mean, it's what Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for doing. Conan and Terminator. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's great. Last one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of people just remember it starting with the cartoon. Actually started with the comic.
Yeah.
And we're not talking TMNT, although for a new age CG kids movie, it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was okay. We are talking, back in the day, fucking animatronic, costume Ninja Turtles with Casey Jones, and his Jose Canseco bat.
Yes.
The first 2 movies, amazing.
And Corey Feldman did Donatello.
And Corey Feldman doing Donatello, yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. And who was it that played... Somebody was a foot soldier in that.
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell,
He wasn't a foot soldier. He was like the leader of the kid gang. He didn't actually...
No, he was a member of the Foot.
He wasn't a member of the Foot, no. He was just the leader of the gang of kids.
And I thought they got made into the Foot Clan.
Yeah, some of them did, but he wasn't.
He wasn't allowed in the Foot.
He wasn't
fucking Rockwell
at the end of the movie,
he
was talking to Casey Jones on the street when... or actually at the lair when Casey Jones saved Splinter.
Yeah.
And he beat up the... what was his name? Damn it. Can't think of the trainer's name.
The trainers?
The Japanese trainer that was Splinter's second. Or Shredder's second.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't think of his name. But yeah, he was there leading the kid.
Alright.
But he was not a member of the Foot. But you have one on there that you didn't mention, Howard the Duck. And
Howard
that
the
is
Duck.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Great
a lot.
movie.
There's a lot on my list that didn't make it to the talk. Let's brush over some, just real quick. Howard the Duck's one a lot of people didn't know.
And
it's
man,
a graphic novel.
That movie is amazing even today.
Yeah, and it had another one of my teenage crushes in that. I forget her name, but she was cute. Anyway, some other good. No. Okay, let's just grab one that's on both lists, and that's the Batman movies. The Batman franchise is on the list of greatest and worst. Because if you've seen Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight, then you know
Leah Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
She is the mom in Back to the Future.
Yes, she was. The mom that he almost banged.
Yes.
She was kind of slutty. But anyway, so yeah, the Batman series. So if you've seen Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, all those, you know it belongs in the upper echelon of great comic book franchise movies. But then if you've seen, basically Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin was really, really bad.
Yeah, Batman and Robin was one of those that it wasn't even laughably bad. Like, according to all the parts should have added up to a good movie.
You know who likes Batman and Robin?
Who?
Marcus.
Marcus, you stupid bastard. That's
horrible. Talks about
horrible.
how much he crushed on Batgirl, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh no, I did love Alicia Silverstone, but I love most of the actors in that movie. It should have been good, but it was just fucking horrible. And they played Bane off stupidly. I didn't like how they did Bane.
Well, the whole thing was just a train wreck of
really camp. And a lot of people
and it wasn't good camp because the 60s show had a movie, and Batman actually uses shark repellent to a shark grabbing on his leg as he's flying up on a helicopter, and it blows up the shark, and it's awesome. It's such a fun movie. It's the old Adam West Batman. And it has nothing but great parts from beginning to end.
Alright, skipping along then. Skipping along. Okay, we wanted to tackle... Oh, the poll. We'll do the polls real quick.
Yes, polls.
Let's see what won for the greatest comic book movie starring a group or team. It looks like Watchmen won by a good bit. So, it doubled the next closest one. So Watchmen, good taste, guys. Good taste. I knew we let these people hang out and watch us for some reason. Alright, best movie that you didn't know was based on a comic book? Really? Tie between The Mask and Weird Science. I mean, okay.
I personally did like The Mask. Weird Science, I think I may have actually voted for that one because I really enjoy Weird Science. That's a good movie.
I enjoyed both of them, but I would not have voted for those.
It's possible that a lot of people voted for those and they knew some of the selections were comics, so those were the ones they didn't know.
That's true. Worst comic book superhero movie, Ghost Rider won. And
Ghost Rider
I can get behind that.
Was awful. It was really poorly acted. Every fight was choreographed to him swinging his flaming chain. And Ghost Rider's a cool character. They could have did something with that. I can't believe they got a sequel, honestly. I probably will eventually see it, but no time soon.
I actually, I think Ghost Rider would be one of the hardest characters to bring to a movie, though.
That's true.
I don't see him successfully pulling it off because he's basically like Spawn mixed with Superman. I mean, he's a really strong character, and he's just... They would have to go really dark. Yeah,
and
really
definitely
dark.
did. I mean, I can't see Nicolas Cage pulling it off super dark. He goes dark, and it's just campy. And kind of a joke.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think it depends on who's directing him. I mean, He was in one of the good comic book movies, Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass,
and he did a great job in it. I mean...
But he didn't play like a really dark character. He played a really sarcastic character, which I think he can pull off.
He was pretty dark.
He was pretty dark, but he was more sarcastic.
Well, I think he can pull off dark as long as he's a bit cracked.
Yes.
Because he pulls off touched really well, and I don't think it's so much that he pulls it off, but, you know, a glimmer of yourself's going to shine through in any character, and I think that he can't go sane and logically dark because he's fucking crazy. That's the impression I get. But anyway. Okay, last one is the best superhero movie, Batman. A lot of votes for Batman. Batman just whipped the shit out of every other superhero movie. Which I'm kind of surprised that there was a couple of them that didn't get many votes. Mainly Iron Man and Hellboy. Iron Man and Hellboy, both of them. I think the first movie in both of those franchises were fucking amazing, and
really
the second were pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked the second.
I actually like the second Hellboy better than the first, personally.
Oh no!
I thought I really liked the villain in the second.
No. Well, now the villain, yes, but I thought it went a little campier. And it fit in some parts. I don't know. I think it was good. I just, I like the first one a little better. But I think the first one was just slightly darker.
That's true.
And the second one actually seemed like it should have been more dark than the first one, and it wasn't. It was, you know, a little more lighthearted. Although I did like the scene with the two bros sharing a beer.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting way behind on time here, so let's move it along to the Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter. So Friday night was the 16 fights to get the 16 fighters into the house. We watched that. We're going to make our season-ending predictions. Who we think is going to be this season's Ultimate Fighter.
Okay, I'm going with Sam Cecilia. Some people may remember him because he's the guy that knocked the other dude out like, I think it's like 15 seconds in or something. Let me see, I gotta pull it up here. It was like 24 seconds, okay? And now if that wasn't impressive enough, I want to point out that his last 4 fights have lasted 1 minute 27 seconds. We're not talking about an average number. This isn't, you know, each fight is 1 minute to 2 minutes long. No. If you total up the time he spent in the ring in 4 fights, it's 1 minute and 27 seconds. That is fucking impressive.
He has a lot of power. But,
and especially for his weight.
Yes. With the fighters in, like, these are mostly unknown fighters. There's a few of them I've heard of coming into the season. So I typically back the guys who have the strongest wrestling, strongest jiu-jitsu, and that's Mike Chiesa. This guy dominated his fight, dominated a pretty good fighter, took him down at ease, took his back, choked him out in the first, which they only had 1 round fight, so all the fights were 1 round, but choked him out in about 2:14, I think was the final time. Very dominant performance. I think his wrestling, and he had good hands from the stand-up. He was winning the stand-up exchange. And then he took him down, and then he choked him out. Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go with Cecilia. And I mean, it's really an uneducated prediction because you haven't really seen what he can do. But, I mean, you have seen that in order for other people to point out the flaws in his game, they have to last that first 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a 20 seconds to last. So, I mean, I think he's going to be entertaining. I think he's going to piss Dana off to no end with every fight that ends in 20 seconds. I think Dana's going to shit a golden brick.
Yeah, the live format for the fights, I think, is going to backfire horribly. They edit the fights, they get the right camera angles, they get, you know, everything sliced together to work in the time frame. I'm not sure how they're going to do the live fights. If they're doing like 2 5-minute rounds, that means they have to have 15 minutes for the fight at the end of the episode. And if there's someone like Cecilia there who's going to knock someone out in 20 seconds, that's 10 minutes of replays and interviews that they got to
do? Who was it? Velasquez and...
Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, I mean, that should have taught White something. Dana White, man, please, I hope you stumble across this. I hope you type in a search, like, somebody trash talking Dana White, and you pull this up. I'm not trash talking you, bro. I'm giving you some advice. Learn from the shit. You had millions of people tune in for a title fight that was over like that.
1 minute
just done.
and 17 seconds, I believe, was the final time.
Yeah.
And an hour-long special.
Yes.
1:17 for the fight.
Yeah, I mean, how, like, people don't watch a day's worth of fucking pre-game for the Super Bowl to have it end in a minute and a half, okay? So, you gotta learn from that.
The biggest problem with that card was they had some great fights. They had Ben Henderson and Clay Guida, and the undercard, which you could watch on a different channel, and then flip it over to the Fox. That fight was going to be the fight of the night. That had to be on the live show. That would have been huge for fans.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem of that one was he got two guys that are huge with tons of power in the ring that are both fucking quick as lightning, especially for their size, and both have huge knockout power, and he expected it to go the distance. No. I mean, if you take two semi-trucks and just ram them into each other head on, you're not going to have a bunch of action where they just keep hitting. No, one of them's dead right out the gate. That's how it goes.
I mean, he did learn the second show had, I believe, 3 fights on the Fox.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't see this working.
It's going to be an interesting season. Like I said, I'm going with Mike Chiesa. He's going with, who's your boy?
Cecilia.
So, those are our predictions. We'll talk to you, I guess, in about 10 weeks at the finale and see who is correct.
Yeah, and, okay, I got one little rant that I wanted to touch on before we leave this week. And you've been privy to some of this on Facebook and stuff like that. Chain letters, okay? Here's the thing, people. There's a couple things with this. One, stop forwarding chain letters.
Yes.
It's stupid, and it makes you look stupid. All you're doing, I mean, think about it. If somebody just walked up to you and just said the most outrageous, crazy shit, would you be like, that sounds legit. I'm going to tell the very next person I see that Elvis was spotted in fucking New Orleans eating crawfish or something.
Well, that could be legit. Elvis is alive.
Okay, that Obama is not a Muslim extremist, you know? And nobody's going to believe that, but you would believe it and pass it on.
The political season does bring out the chain letters worse than any other season.
Oh, God, yes. God, yes. And here's my biggest thing about it, though. Okay? Here's the great part about talking through text on the internet, okay? You can take a minute, alright? It's not like we're right here having a dialogue and I say, hey, Brandon, you know, like, what do you think of the weather today? He needs to answer right now, or we're just going to sit here awkwardly staring at each other. And it's going to become gay and intense.
It's not going to become gay because we have guy love.
Yeah,
which is between two guys, but that's not gay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, if you were someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're hetero life mates, so we don't even have the awkward tension. Hell, most of the time we don't even talk. We just know what each other wants.
That is true.
Today, didn't say a word. Boom, Brandon ordered meat lover pizza. It's there. It's all good. Anyway, point of the story. You got time, okay? If somebody asks you something on the internet or through text or whatever, you got time. If it takes you a couple minutes to respond, you don't think anything of it. Hell, if it takes you until you get off work later and check your shit like an hour after you get home from work, they don't care. It doesn't faze them. So there's this thing called Google or Yahoo or Ask Jeeves if you want.
I believe Ask Jeeves got shut down.
Really?
Yeah, I think it got closed.
Oh. Guess somebody finally told Jeeves. Anyway. So, do us all a favor. When you get that chain letter, just Google it.
Yeah.
You know, just all the browsers now have where you can just pop up another little tab, you know, and you can just look for. Here, I'm going to address a couple of the big ones I've gotten lately, gotten or seen, because most people that send me this shit, I tell them to stop or I will delete them, and the next time they do it, I block them. So I don't get a lot of these. These are some that have leaked through. The Denzel Washington military donation one. Okay, here's the thing. Washington, good dude and everything, but I don't know if have you read the chain letter?
No.
Alright, well, we'll go over the chain letter real quick. Basically, the chain letter says Denzel Washington went to a military base to visit this hospital that caters to like trauma victims, like burn victims, explosions, stuff like that, after they come from the base in Germany. And he went there, and he said, you know, they told him it was overcrowded, and he said, how much to build another building? Cut him a check for the price of a building, handed it to him. Not true at all, okay? Even Denzel and his people deny this one, okay? He did not do that. That never happened. He did tour the facilities, and he does make donations to the military. Never, never, never has he donated a sum anywhere near what would cover a new hospital wing. They said that it would be an estimated like couple of million to build a new building. Now, they do acknowledge that he does donate to the military. He is proud to donate to the military. He's done a lot of movies that he's worked with military and developed a respect for him, and does like to help him out. That being said, I don't care if you're a saint. Don't call a saint an angel, you know? Just, he donates money. He's an actor. They donate money all the time. They get write-offs for it, you know? It's good of him to do it. Doesn't mean he's fucking Jesus, okay? People that are, like, on his nuts because of this, it's not true. If you're going to acknowledge somebody for something good, acknowledge them for the good they've done. Don't just make up shit. Second one, and this one's my biggest fucking one that I hate right now, okay? The Bill Gates fucking high school or college speech where he talks about how life's hard and nothing's given to you and all this and that, and he motivates all the young Republicans to go get them. Bullshit. Never happened. Bill Gates has never given that speech in his entire life. It was some young Republican looking to inspire other young Republicans, wrote an email and thought, who has money that is liked on both sides of the aisle, or at least respected? Oh, I'll put Bill Gates' name on it. Oh, seriously, people, don't fucking quote this shit to me and tell me that Bill Gates said it, because he didn't. All you have to do is fucking search, and you will see he didn't say it, okay? It's not that hard. And you know how long it took me to find out that this is complete bullshit? Well, first of all, I looked at it, and I was like, I've seen Bill Gates speak. That's not how he would speak. But just to prove it was bullshit, it took me all of like 10 seconds, literally, to find out it was complete bullshit. I literally popped up a new window, typed in Bill Gates high school speech, bam, 50 fucking hits. Oh, are you referring to this chain letter that's complete bullshit, blah 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 blah. I mean, it's so fucking easy. So fucking easy. They have websites designed to, created just to find out, like, the legitimacy of these emails and shit. You can go to Snopes.com, you can go to About.com, TruthOrFiction.com,
The Onion
Scambusters.org. Onion News, not so much good for finding out what's real or not, just for amusement. But yeah, so, also, the one about Obama's birth certificate and the government officials stepping forward. No. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. And all you people are like, oh, he's just being silenced or whatever. Shut up. Shut up. You were behind that nut job that just died like a week ago, whose video came out that was going to change the political landscape and how America viewed Obama. No, it didn't. It was nothing. Yep. It was completely nothing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I think that was it. I think that was my big rant.
I have one quick rant. And it's about The Walking Dead, which we'll be watching tonight. And Alan knows, I mean, I was pretty upset by last week's episode. I'm not going to jump into spoilers, but I do read the graphic novels, and I hate, you're adapting from one media to another. I understand there's going to be changes, but at least show respect to the source material. What they're doing with the show is a fucking travesty, and I really enjoyed the show up until last week, and now I don't even know if I'm going to continue watching it. Based on tonight's episode, we'll decide if I'm going to continue my patronage for the show.
Okay, wait, real quick. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched last week's episode, then lower your volume for the next 5 seconds, because I'm going to explain what it is that pissed Brandon off so bad. And what I'm going to do is, when I wave, it's safe to turn the volume back on, okay? Here's what happened. Dell died, and that pissed Brandon off.
It did piss me off.
He loves some Dell.
Dell is the best character from the show, and he's a great character from the comic, and he actually lives past, 90% of the cast.
Okay. Now, that being said, as we can both agree, and Brandon will one day actually come to accept, they said from the get-go that it is not going to be the graphic novel series. That basically they took it as a starting point and they went their own direction. So basically, started the same, graphic novel goes this way, show goes this way. The twine do not meet, okay? They're separate.
They should just called it Zombie Show instead of The Walking Dead. Because they're
they
shitting on The Walking Dead.
Well, but the author of The Walking Dead is still collecting his royalty check, so I'm sure he's fine with it. By the way, did you know, I just found this out, just a week or two ago, The Walking Dead, the title, actually refers to the survivors, not the zombies. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Alright, well...
I just remembered one last thing, though.
No. We need to cut this off.
One last thing. If we don't have time for it, I'll cut it out. I mean, that's why we got cuts. Okay, one last thing. I think it was the Baldwin thing that started this back up, but the bashing on the airlines and the talking about how electronic devices, I've seen two things with airlines can become popular lately. The electronic devices and the airline punishing families for unruly kids. I don't know if you've heard about those stories lately. Here's the thing. You're in a plane, okay? You know the rules. Turn off your phone. Turn off your fucking electronic devices. Yes. I don't care who you are, okay? If you're so important that you need to have your phone on in that 2-hour flight, then you should have money to buy your own fucking plane, okay? So... when you're on my plane, I'd rather you not kill me and the other 100 or so passengers who paid for our tickets and are just trying to go see our families. So quit being a dick, because if I'm on your plane, I will shove your cell phone up your ass and make you turn it off by doing fucking kegels or whatever with your asshole, okay? It's ridiculous. 2, the families being punished for bringing their kids on a plane, their unruly kids or whatever. Fucking boot them off, okay? Here's the thing. Unless you're going for some, funeral and you're coming from a place where you know absolutely no one that you can trust with your children for 2 days, then you have no fucking reason to have a little fucking baby on an airplane. Yeah. Why? You had a kid, okay? Deal with it. You have to make adjustments to your lifestyle. Do not fucking give me that shit. If you want to go on vacation and you don't want everybody else to have to suffer, fucking drive. Better you suffer 14 hours with your fucking child than the whole fucking plane be inconvenienced for 2, okay? It was your decision, not theirs. So shut up. Alright, now I'm done.
So, this week we kind of went into various different rants. So it probably ran a little long, but that's how we roll. So, you just deal with it.
Yeah.
Alright, keep the comments coming. Keep your topics coming. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. This is the FearnutZ Hour.